Hi, I'm Chris Schleter, Master Gardener, food blogger, and writer. Gardening, cooking, healthy and tasty food is my passion. Welcome to my country kitchen, where we'll cook fast, fresh, with the best ingredients you can find. Come join me now. When you hear the word ricotta cheese, you normally think of lasagna. Almost every recipe of lasagna has ricotta cheese in it. I'm going to show you what else you can make with ricotta cheese. There are so many recipes, and I think you're going to like a lot of my favorites here. The first thing I'm going to show you today is how to actually make ricotta cheese. And all you need is 4 cups of a whole milk. You can use 2% if you want to, but don't use skim milk. And I put in here also 2 cups of cream. And I have this in a heavy steel pan, and I'm bringing this up to a rolling boil. And when it comes to the rolling boil, I just need to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of a good aged white vinegar. You also can use just a plain white vinegar, but that is what's going to cause the milk to curdle. And once it curdles, starts to form the curdling, then we strain it into a bowl, and the whey, which is the liquid part, will all drip down. And how you strain this is you need a real fine mesh strainer, and if you want to, you can line it with like a cheesecloth that is wet. I've tried that, and I like just the mesh strainer. For me, that works just fine. And the recipes we'll be doing today will be everything from a main dish to vegetable, and I will also have a special bonus recipes on the website cginspirations.wordpress.com that will include a lemon ricotta cookie and also some donuts, which are some of my favorite sweet ricotta recipes. Now you can see how our milk has come to a nice boil here. What I'm going to do now is add 3 tablespoons or 4 of white vinegar to this. And you basically just turn it off the heat and add the vinegar. And then you just leave it sit. And when it starts to curdle, then I'll put it through a strainer. And you can you see how it's starting to curdle like this already? It's starting to form cheese. That's a really good sign. And this is what the ricotta cheese looks like when it is strained through the strainer. And this is 3 batches, I believe. You can make it as little as 2 cups of milk. You can make it as many as 4 to 6 cups of milk, depending how much you need. If you make it in smaller batches, it seems to go a little bit easier for you, and it seems to curdle just fine. Let's make some spinach roll-ups. This is one of my favorite dishes with ricotta cheese. These are vegetarian, but if you wanted to add some protein in there, you could add some turkey or some chicken or any other of your favorite protein. All we need for this is 1 egg. We're going to make a mixture that we will stuff lasagna noodles with. So we have an egg, and then we need 2 cups of ricotta cheese. There is 1 cup, and we'll do a 2nd cup of ricotta. There is another cup. Okay. And then we need some fresh Parmesan again. So here's some Parmesan, about 1/4 cup. We need some mozzarella, which is about 1 cup, which is a good handful. And we also need this cheese here. It's called Boursin cheese. I like to add it because it's got a soft cheese, but this one is shallots and herbs. And it's a really nice flavor if you add it to the mixture. So I'm only going to add about half of the package of that in there. And then I'm going to mix this up really good. And you don't have to pre-mix the egg or beat that up ahead of time because it mixes in just fine with this cheese mixture. You just want to mix it up so it's nice and well combined. And we'll leave that sit because we're going to add some really good freshness to this, and this is going to be some spinach. And I'm going to add about, at least 2 cups. And I'm going to make this real fine. You also could use frozen spinach, and if you use frozen spinach, make sure you let it drain really well and get all the moisture out of it if you use frozen. Fresh works just the best, I think. Just make sure that you cut it up nice and fine so that it's not big chunks. Because we have to put it into the little slices of the noodles. We want to make sure that we get enough spinach in there for that. Okay. And I'm going to add just a little bit more, I think. So another cup. And if possible, you should try to use an organic spinach. Anytime you use greens, I recommend you use organic. They're a little bit healthier for you, and you can always rinse them off still before you even use them. In the summertime when you have a garden, you can just go outside and pick your spinach from the garden, and then you got some really great fresh goodness. So here is the spinach. I'm adding that in there. And you can tell if you have enough spinach by just looking at it. If it has the greens, dispersed really well through there, then you know that that is a good amount. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. Some freshly ground pepper and my pink Himalayan salt. Stir that up to mix. And that would be our filling that we're going to use. And when you put it in, you only need about a couple tablespoons of filling for each roll. And what I have here is a lasagna noodle that is pre-cooked. Now you can pre-cook these ahead of time and store them. To do that, all you do is just cook the noodles. And then I did spray them with like a vegetable shortening, or you could also coat them with olive oil so that they're a little bit pliable and they don't stick together while you are storing them until you're ready to put your little filling in there. And the filling is just put on, just very easily. And you want it to spread all the way from one end of the noodle to the other. It doesn't have to be on thick because the noodles will help the filling stay together. And you just roll it up like you're gonna do like a sushi roll. And that is how we're going to start our dish. Okay, I now have all of the roll-ups all complete in the dish. Now I just need to put some marinara sauce on it. You can just purchase a marinara sauce. I'll make sure it's a good quality marinara sauce, or you can find the recipe in my website that will have it for you too for a homemade one. And you only need about 2 to 3 cups of the sauce. I just pour the sauce right over the roll-ups so it's nice and full of sauce. Okay, and then I sprinkle some Italian herb mix over the top to give it a little bit of flavor. And you can also make your own Italian herb mix, so look for that recipe as well. And then I chopped up some mushrooms that are real fine so that they'll cook real quickly. If you are not a mushroom lover, just omit those. And then I'm going to top it with some cheeses. So I'm going to top it with Parmesan cheese, a freshly grated Parmesan cheese. You can never have enough cheese. And some mozzarella cheese on there. And then I'm going to put these in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes, or until it's nice and bubbly and this is golden brown and the cheese has melted. And here's our spinach roll-ups. They are done. They're nice and cheesy. You can see inside the cheese is all melted. It's nice and golden. They're ready to serve up. So why don't you try this recipe? I think you'll like it. If you want the recipes, go to Cooking in the Country with Chris on my Facebook page, or you can go to my website, cjinspirations.wordpress.com. You'll find the recipes and more there.